Hello everyone, this is In-Game Arts. We do their boxing and their offline product game and review. This is Ultimate Chicken Horse, the A-Neigh-Versary edition for the Nintendo Switch. To jump right into it, my physical copy came with the update version 1.8.20 already on the cartridge, but sadly there was an update available. As always, I do not know exactly what this update is because I do not risk chance of downloading this update and being permanently locked onto my console and cannot remove it. So, as always, I don't download Nintendo Switch updates for games. But Ultimate Chicken Horse is a platformer-ish style game, but it's more of a party-ish style game because as it is actually a really decent and well-made game and it's got some good mechanics. The only downside is, as I said, it's a party game. So you can't really play the game single player wise. It's more of a multiplayer-ish style game, and more people you have playing, the better the experience is going to be. Now, you can do some few one-player things by yourself where you can like create your own level, then mess around with a few little things, but you really can't like unlock more stuff or do more stuff within the game by playing just single player wise. Now you can do a trick like having two controllers, one controller not doing anything and the other controller you play around and try to purposely win, that way you can unlock more content throughout the game, but that's not the most enjoyable experience, but at least you can create your own levels. Now, if you can get people with you to sit down and play the game is very fun. As always, like I said, name more people, better the experience. You can have, by my currently, it says in the back, 1 to 4 players, but I've heard people add more to it, but I'm not entirely sure. Maybe online stuff, I'm not too sure on that. But with Two players, what you do is that you get a random box, and a random box gives you an assortment of items, and you can place those items throughout the level. And these are obstacles. Now the point of the game is trying to get to point A to point B to whoever wins. You lay out obstacles to block the other player to make it harder for them to make it to the end. And usually that just falls down to a bunch of people laying down a lot of traps everywhere to make everyone lose. It's just basically to screw over your friend or family member until you can win. It can cause a lot of rivalries for sure, but overall it was a decent and fun experience. Though I did notice when me and my brother were playing it that we noticed some issues in terms of playing it two players wise, as if one player is winning, you could use the other player to like block completely the beginning part of the game. And now you couldn't progress and try to make it to the end, and then you just keep doing this until you win. You could really stifle the person by preventing them being able to progress if you're winning. So that's something you might make like a house rule to make sure you can't completely block the entrance way, because you could really ruin a lot of experiences in the game than just blocking the person. But if you had four people, at least another person would be trying to destroy their obstacle to make sure they can try to win. So you kind of like work together to beat the person in the lead until you're the one in the lead. You can do a lot of customizations in terms of the mechanics of the game, like alter how much points you get, what rewards there are, what kind of modulars there are, like gravity and so on. But I do want to include one bug that we did come across throughout the entire game of playing it. Now, as I said, I couldn't play the entire game by myself, so I couldn't find every single little thing, and you have to unlock everything by playing multiplayer. So that's frustrating, at least, that I could not fully experience the game unless I'm playing multiplayer. But I did come across one bug, and if you saw when I was changing what is available to place down as a trap, there's a rocket that launches. It's kind of like a jetpack, and you have one that's a one-time use and another one that keeps spawning newer ones. And when the one-time use one appears as a selectable item, it has a loud like the rocket's flying. Well, the audio is bugged, where it will constantly making that sound effect even after you've selected the item. And it just constantly makes a sound until the next time another item appears that you select to get rid of that audio. But next time that rocket appears, the audio constant sound will reappear. It is a little distracting. It's not super loud and annoying. You could probably just reduce the audio and it's not that big of a deal. But what I just found, just remove that item completely as a chance to pop it up and you won't have that audio problem. Now the update may fix this issue, but on cartridge it's a bug and it's a problem. But it is a very overpowered item you can get to make you fly around the entire level. So you might as well just disable it anyway, because it's very overpowering and really just, it's a cheap way to win if you ask me. But other than that, I didn't really experience any issues. The game is a bit floaty in my opinion, especially if you're holding the sprint button, then the characters go flying. But the overall experience was just an enjoyable experience. You ran around, try to lay down traps, try to screw over your friend or family to see if you can get it to first. And the game has a set system where if every single person gets to the first place, nobody gets points, because that means that the level's too easy. I thought that was a kind of neat idea, and as well as it got like underdog ranking, and like any person who's behind can get more points because they're in the last place. It's got a lot of neat little mechanics and a lot of interesting characters you can unlock, and a lot of customization outfits and so on. My particular favorite is the sheep. I love the sheep, how it sounds. It totally sounds like somebody mimicking the sound of a sheep, and I just love it. It's like, meh. It's hilarious. But I really just find this game to be a really enjoyable experience. The only downside about it is that it's a heavy party game. So I did think it's odd that you could only unlock more levels and characters by just playing. I probably would have preferred if you just unlocked all the levels immediately and then just unlock more costume outfits, because it is frustrating that we have to constantly repeat playing levels until we get an item box that drops to allow us to play a new level. It gets repetitive. I mean, at least I wish you could have like most of all the levels unlocked and all the characters unlocked, that we could be whoever you want to be, but just unlock more outfits for those characters if you want some form of unlocking, because it's pretty hard to get 2 people or 4 people together to constantly play this game to unlock everything. Now, the game probably is more focused online. If you probably had online, you could just play against random people online and you could just unlock stuff. But, I don't play online, so that's the problem. But on that note, since this game is a multiplayer focus, there is a little bit of a hindrance when you first start up the game. The game will ask you, there is no internet connection, please connect the internet, and you just refuse to start up the internet side of it. Well, the game will sit there at a loading screen with nothing going on, with just the sheeps on a hill. It sits there for a long time, and eventually it will load up. So don't panic thinking the game froze or you have to have internet to play, because it sits there for a very long time. Every time you start it up, it's going to ask you about internet requirement and just reject it, and it's going to sit there with a screen for a long time. So don't panic with that, you'll be fine. I just wish they had like a little like a circle or something showing you that it's actually loading, because it just looks like it's frozen. But don't panic with that. But overall, me and my brother had a great time. We found it really enjoyable. As he said, we kept saying that more people would definitely made this a lot more enjoyable. They laying out the traps. We're always trying to screw ourselves over and see who could get to first place. We did, like I said, made it a house rule where whoever's winning couldn't just put a bunch of traps at the beginning to completely prevent the other player from being able to progress. That's not fair, and it ruins the game. But it's the only thing I noticed as an exploit. This is meant to be a party game. Something you enjoy, play with your friends, have some fun, and that's just what the game is. I think they could have done a few more tweaks, not so floaty, unlock all the levels immediately, all the characters. Maybe have the characters locked, but the levels really should have been fully available, because it's really annoying because you have to constantly play the same level until you can get a random item box drop. But overall, I found the game to be really enjoyable, and I think it'd be an interesting game to have in your collection, especially more so if you like playing with your family or friends and so on, like that kind of genre of the game, like the Mario Party, or if you like Mario Kart and so on like that, or even if you like Mario Maker, Super Mario Maker, you like making levels, because you can make your own levels in the game. So overall, I think it's well worth your time to look in to pick it up. I mean, it's definitely a neat little experience and idea. So thank you all for watching. I'll try to leave links down in the description if you're interested in copy. And I'll see you guys in the next unboxing video. Bye-bye!